Hi there, everyone. This Sunday is Christ the King Sunday, and it's a very special Sunday. It brings the liturgical year to an end, and it reminds us who Jesus is. He is the King, okay? Now, I've been reading, actually I haven't been reading. There's a couple massive books in my library that's been there for years, and it's written by a guy named Plutarch, who really was a pagan priest, but also a Greek philosopher, and also he wrote history, okay? And so he wrote a book on the eminent Latins and Greeks, Romans and Greeks. And it's massive. And I always wanted to read him, and now I'm actually listening to him on audio while I'm exercising. And it's interesting, but it's tedious. The first volume, that's where I'm at still after months. He talks about all of these generals and kings in the Greco-Roman world who, one after another, waged these bloody battles. When you think about kings and kingdoms in history, it's always in a military sense. Either kings are out there to defend a country, or they're out to expand their country. And it's always at a cost of millions of lives, all the way from the beginning of Sumer, which is where civilization began, and we had these city-states. Nothing but bloodshed. And expansion always involves the loss of lives, not just warriors, but men, women, and children, old people. It's just awful. And all the way up into European history, even when we don't have kings and queens anymore, we have like Napoleon, okay? Why did he try to expand the French? It's for glory. And yet, he's a criminal. The lives he's ruined. Same thing for Hitler with his Aryan ideal. And anywhere you go, even up to this very moment, okay, with the Russian-Ukraine war, it's just, so I made my point, right? Jesus is a totally different king. He is, in fact, the kingdom himself. There's a Greek word here that Origen referred to Christ as autobasileus. Actually, I think it's autobasileus. That's it. I mispronounced that. You can check up the Greek. Right. He is the kingdom. Wherever Jesus is, there's the kingdom. And it's not a nationalistic thing. That's why Jesus from the get-go said this is not a Jewish thing. You don't have to look Jewish or act Jewish and become Jewish, because it's not a national thing. Rather, it expands in the hearts of men and women, and it crosses through borders and kingdoms. Unawares, Jesus said, the kingdom of God isn't like all the other kingdoms, but it's within you. It is me. That's what he's saying. And so we celebrate Christ the King Sunday. And he really is a king. Look what he's done in the last 2,000 years in every nation. At this point, you'd think that places like North Korea, where you can't go in and out, but Jesus goes in and out. Because borders mean nothing to Jesus. Isn't that cool? Yeah, and he does it in a non-militaristic way. He does it by love. He comes by reaching out to us. And that's why I got this portrait back. Everybody knows this one, right? Michelangelo, Sistine Chapel, where this is this right here is yeah. This is it's all backward on my thing here. Right here. That's God's hand reaching. No, this is God's hand right here reaching to Adam's sort of limp hand right there. If you see the whole picture, God is all in motion with his hair flying behind him because he's reaching out to mankind, and mankind is sort of lackadaisical, laying there lounging around with his own agenda. I thought that that's just brilliant, and Christ is the King that's reaching out to us, and if Christ is really the King for us, we need to live and act that we do have a King, okay? The kingdom of God that's within you. We should be on our knees before Christ the King. We should be in love with Christ the King, who's in love with us. We should be talking about the kingdom all the time. It should be our main issue, our main passion. Well, see you on Sunday. Hopefully I'll be able to refine this a little better by the homily time. But pray and think about this. And let's be ready for this great celebration of ours, Christ the King. God bless you.